Told you I'd steal him away. She smirked as she took my husband. Now she's begging me for forgiveness after losing everything. I shut the door in her face and walked away. So, my ex-husband Tom, 35M, left me, 36F, for his work wife Tammy, 25F, 2 years ago. I never liked her, even before I found out about their relationship. The first time I met her at a work event, she said to me, while I was heavily pregnant with our youngest, "Better step up your wife game or I might steal him from you." 3 months later, she did just that. This woman literally came with him to help pack when he moved out and tried to have a one-on-one conversation with me about how she'd be in my life from now on. Then she said, as a joke, "Told you I'd steal him away." Honestly, I'm thankful she did because when my ex made a comment about her being 23 and her brain not being fully developed, I got the ick so badly that my heartbreak turned into relief. I ended up getting everything in the divorce because I caught him while he was in his affair fog, and we agreed on 50-50 custody for the sake of our kids. I'm civil for the sake of my kids so we can both attend events without drama, but other than that I couldn't honestly care less about them. Around June, Tammy came instead of Tom for pick and practically skipped towards me to show off her engagement ring, saying she wanted me as a bridesmaid along with my daughters for something I didn't catch because I was in a rush to get our cat to the vet. She got upset because I just said her whole conversation per Tom's texts a few hours later. Same happened again in September when she told me she was pregnant, which again my zero fucks given upset her. In December when she told me the second I opened the car door Tom's finally getting a son, to which I sarcastically replied, "I'm sure Lord Tom's excited for an heir to take over his lands and titles," which caused drama too because Tom's family found it hilarious when Tammy was bad-mouthing me. December was the last time I saw her till today at drop-offs with Tom. As they approached me I noticed Tammy didn't look pregnant anymore. Tammy tearfully said, "We lost the baby." I didn't answer, just told Tom our second daughter has a birthday party tomorrow at 3 and the oldest has gymnastics at 5. Tammy literally screamed at me I was a heartless bitch and bitter, then grabbed the girls' bags walking away. Tom said I could show a little humanity towards Tammy and regardless of my feelings she is my kid's stepmother. I told Tom I don't care about what he going through because outside our kids I don't care about them and I don't know Tammy anything, especially pity. He called me an asshole, along with other things, and left. Usually this wouldn't bother me, but my ex-in-laws who I have a good relationship have told me I should have shown Tammy some empathy and at the very least pretended to care for the sake of the kids. Ada has no consensus bot, based on the comments, OOP was NTA. Relevant comments. Imposter Syndrome 412, so you're supposed to show empathy to someone who ruined your marriage and tries to provoke you? No. NTA. OOP, she said she wanted to be friends and told people like my in-laws that I can't move past the past for the sake of the kids. She even called me a pick-me. Beneficial_syrup_869, he's no longer your issue, he's hers until she becomes too old for him. Enjoy your life, that's the best revenge. OOP, honestly, I'm really enjoying my single life. It's so underrated. I adopted 2 senior cats last week after I found out at my local book club that the shelter has an end-of-life event every month, where you can give a senior cat a loving home before the end. When my kids are grown, I think I'll be the local cat lady everyone assumes is a witch. Illuminate 90, NTA, you should have asked for more custody. He isn't mentally stable. She doesn't deserve anything. You're a better person than me because if she'd said that at the party or first meeting, I'd have broken her nose. You owe neither of them anything except the necessary interaction to make sure the kids are cared for. He's a piece of crap, and she's a terrible person who got what was coming to her. Karma. You're being cordial and letting them have 50-50 access to the kids, which is decent. I trust you don't badmouth him to the kids when he's not around, but when the kids are, interactions don't need to be sugar-coated. She's a homewrecker, narcissist, and has tried to use the kids' emotions to shield herself from consequences. Forget her. OOP, no, I would never badmouth him to the kids. Don't get me wrong, at first I vented about both of them to my family and friends, but now I couldn't care less. Our oldest is 13, then we have a 12-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 2-year-old, so I'm letting them form their own opinions as they grow. I will say that Tammy is a good stepmom, which I'm happy about. Frog say so, I still wouldn't trust Tammy not to try to turn them against you out of spite. OOP, my girls are really smart, and my oldest told her father that I've never said a bad word about him to them, so she wouldn't stand for that. Neither of them would tell the kids anything about me. Tom and Tammy have asked the kids multiple questions about me, trying to convince them I'm a bad person during the bridesmaid situation. My oldest told me and her grandmother, XMIL, that I told Tom I'd take him back to court if it ever happened again, and his family said they'd back me. So update. I texted Tom today regarding Tammy's mental state, saying that I'd prefer he or his mom handle all the pickups from now on. Also, if Tammy's mental health continues to decline, I'd like to have the girls full-time for a couple of weeks until the environment improves for them. Tom tried calling, but I told him I prefer texts. He mentioned wanting to have a heart-to-heart, but that wasn't happening. I asked if it was about the girls, and he said yes, but also about the future relationship he hopes we can have. Essentially, he was suggesting family therapy with himself, me, Tammy, and the kids. I told him that if he thought the kids needed therapy, I'd be happy to find one we both agree on. But he kept redirecting the conversation back to us. After a few hours of it going nowhere, I just left him on read. I called my ex-in-laws, told them the situation and how I don't want to be involved with anything Tammy and Tom unless my kids are involved. I reminded them I've expressed multiple times I don't care and I don't want anything more than a civil co-parent relationship. I told them even though I value my friendship with the family, ex-in-laws, I will go low contact if it happens again. Mill apologized, saying she was very emotional because at the end of the day Tom is her son and he was heartbroken, plus the baby was her grandchild, which I completely understand and I forgive her. Now here where it gets weird, Tammy showed up to my house. Now I've watched enough true crime to know not to open the door, and I talked/recorded her by the doorbell cam. She was crying, saying she was sorry and she just wanted to be my friend. Then she said I need to forgive her because she lost her baby as karma for what she did to me. She was saying other stuff but I couldn't understand her. I rang the police, then my brother and Tom. She didn't get arrested or anything, but Tom talked to my brother, said he was taking her home and agreed it's best if I have them full-time for now. My girls are at home safe. My brother will be staying with me for the foreseeable future. I'll be seeing a lawyer first time Monday about full custody and a restraining order because I've a sinking feeling it's gonna get worse. Before anyone brings it up, I just kept telling Tammy to leave my property because I didn't want to hear it. I don't know why I got dragged into this. I was looking forward to a peaceful weekend. Also, to the people in my last post calling me jealous or bitter, I have nothing to be jealous of. Someone who cheats on you isn't a prize, he's Tammy's problem now. And for those of you saying that I don't care about my ex's life means I'm not over him, when your ex says leave them alone, they're not playing hard to get, they really don't want to talk to you. Relevant comments. The true CRE, I hope things get better for you. But as you said, and I agree, it's likely to get worse. I don't understand what people want you to do. He cheated, left, and both of you moved on. Why should you care about his life? If it doesn't involve your kids, it doesn't involve you. Your happiness is more important than whatever's going on in his life. OOP, they want me to be the bitter, evil ex-wife to justify themselves, even though I feel nothing toward either of them. I'd have the same reaction if they told me they won the lottery. I'm in a place where I'm happy with my life and love it. Maybe they think since I haven't gone on a date since the divorce, I'm still not over it, but I haven't dated anyone because I don't want to. Single life is awesome, why ruin it? Update. I'm sorry you're going through such a difficult time. Here's a paraphrased version. I won't be providing updates until the legal issues are resolved and my mental health is in a better place, so it might take 3 to 6 months. I spoke with a lawyer today. While I won't go into details, with all the evidence and witnesses supporting me, I have a strong chance of getting full custody, but it's only the beginning, and nothing has officially started yet. Tom sexually assaulted me, though it didn't escalate further thanks to my brother, but I'm deeply shaken by it. I had agreed to let Tom visit the kids whenever he wanted. Yesterday, when he came over and went into the garden with them, I took a shower. Afterward, he cornered me to talk. I told him it wasn't a good time and asked him to either go back outside with the girls or leave. He started saying he'd made a mistake, that Tammy was crazy, and that he wanted to come back. I told him to leave, that there was no us. Then, he said things I can't even write about without breaking down and tried to kiss me. Fortunately, my brother heard and rushed in. Sadly, the kids heard everything when my brother and Tom started fighting. I was in total shock and couldn't react in time to help. Even as Tom was taken away, I was too scared to move and couldn't face my crying kids. It's not my proudest moment. Remember I said before I adopted older cats? Well, I put cameras through common areas in my home to watch them while I'm at work. One of those areas is the hall between my room and the bathroom. I don't know what to do with Tom going forward, but I know I can't face him ever again, even with supervision from my father or brother who both work in law enforcement. Tammy sent hundreds of messages to me and my oldest too, but I can't block her by my lawyer's request. My ex-in-laws have reached out and told me they'll help me with whatever way I need. His sisters have disowned him, but this is still all very new, they might change their mind. I plan on moving after everything gets sorted, so I won't ever cross Tammy's path. Thank you all for your love and support. Hopefully I can give you all a positive update in the future. And to the young men sending messages asking for nudes or sending me pictures of your privates, thanks for the laugh, but I'm done with dick. Relevant comments. Individual_you_6586 Blimey. You poor thing. I am so sorry for you and very sad that you had to endure this. I hope the children didn't see their dad violating their mother. Crying face, best of luck in the future. OOP, they didn't see, he told them he went in for drinks, but due to me screaming they came in and saw my brother started bashing their dad off stuff and calling him a rapist along with other things. Then Tom tried to fight my brother to get away. Just to be clear, my ex didn't get as far as to rape me. Individual_you_6586. Still, it's scary for kids. I can't see why your ex would think this was appropriate when he came over to be with the children. OOP, I don't know, going though his and Tammy heads to be this focused on me when they should be seeking comfort in each other, but Tom did say I never lost any of his kids when it was happening. Like, if I'm being honest, he was saying some unhinged creepy things like I've known him since I was 14. It was like I was looking at Tom, but at the same time it wasn't him, if that makes sense. Screaming harpy Christ on a bike. I thought police involvement would be because of Tammy, not Tom. I thought Tom would try to get you back when he realized how badly screwed up by leaving you for Tammy, but sexual assault is not the way to make a woman think. Hell yes, let's go, you can come home at once. I'm so glad you had your brother there to rescue you. What the feck is he on that, he thought to himself. How do I woo my ex-wife back? I know I'll force myself upon her, that'll make her want me back. Really, Tom, fecking really? Please don't beat yourself up for freezing, as it's a fairly common reaction to assault. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Please tell me you're pressing charges? I would also suggest counseling for you and your girls when you're ready, as this is going to stay with all of you. Again, I'm so sorry he did this to you. OOP, yeah, I'm gonna press charges and my kids will get counseling because my oldest is blaming herself and won't leave my side. Update. Hi everyone, I thought I'd share what might be my final update. This won't be anything dramatic, but here it is. After everything that happened, I had planned on pressing charges for sexual assault. However, my ex's family reached out, and they wanted to meet with their lawyer. Instead of going through court, my ex offered me full custody and a substantial amount of money for the girls, with more to come when they're older. He even showed me proof of accounts that were set up with money already deposited, which can't be accessed until they turn 18. I agreed to the offer but added one condition. I know some of you might have strong opinions about this, but I believe having a dad on the offender list, plus all the court proceedings, would have hurt my daughters more. My condition was that he leave the country, and in return, I would allow one FaceTime call a month with each girl who willingly wanted to talk to him. If they decided they wanted more contact, I would allow that too. He agreed, and I haven't heard from him since. From what I've seen on Tammy's Facebook lives, he ghosted her and took the wedding money her dad had gifted them. I couldn't get a restraining order against Tammy because, apparently, she isn't considered a threat unless she does something bad, even though she has shown up at my home and the kids' school multiple times. But I guess that's acceptable in the eyes of the law. I'll be moving, but I'm not giving any hints about where or when because Tammy and pretty much everyone in our town knows about this post after she drunkenly read it aloud to try and shame me. As for my kids, they're struggling with everything. They hate their dad, but they also miss him. I've gotten them into therapy, and I'm hoping they can heal in time. As for me, I'm also in therapy, and I've realized that I never want to get married again or be in a romantic relationship. I'm perfectly happy with the idea of being a cat lady that everyone assumes is a witch. Honestly, why do we ever let society convince us that marriage is better than living a cozy life with cats? And Tammy, I know you'll read this, but I want to thank you for stealing my husband. You did me the biggest favor. Relevant comments. Swiss_miss_77. Crazy cat lady in a cottage in the woods is absolutely goals. OOP, why have a wedding ring when you can have cats and cauldron? Dear Best 3901, I love Tammy's ending. If you're reading this, I was rooting for you to fall so hard that I think that alone was enough to push you off the cliff. I don't like the husband's ending because he should be branded a sex offender. He is a danger to women. Fortunately, the wild gossip in his town will haunt him. OOP, his sister slapped him and told him every woman that he'll ever meet she'll tell them what he had done, and due to Tammy everyone knows what he is. Armored Alchemist 611, I don't get why your ex ghosted and stole the wedding funds of Tammy? Was that used to pay for your kids' trust or something? And BTW, I hope there's a way to file a restraining order on Tammy. Her lurking near the school where the kids are is creepy as hell, and your home too. OOP, I can't answer the question about the money because I honestly don't know. Maybe Tom gave me everything and needed it, or maybe Tammy is lying. I honestly don't know. For the restraining order I've tried, unless she posed a physical threat like she harmed me or my daughters, they won't do anything unfortunately. Skill Tour Guide, regarding Tammy, are there any stalking laws where you live? OOP, unless Tammy hurts me/my kids or outright says she going to kill us, nothing really. Literally had one policeman say when she came to my older girl's school she was a skinny 5 feet 2 inches girl. She wasn't a danger to anyone, thank goodness. Their schools took it seriously though. Update. So, not much has changed on my end. I've just added extra cameras and increased security around my home. I've set up passwords with my daughter's schools for pickups, and I always have a family member with me while I wait for them during activities like swimming or gymnastics. As for everyone's mental state, we're not doing well. The girls' social lives have been affected because they have to be with an adult family member at all times. Therapy is a slow process and not an instant fix, but I'm hopeful things will improve in a few months. The reason for this update is Tammy. She cornered me at our local mall. Honestly, I wasn't afraid because we're about the same size, so it would have been a fair fight. But you never know with crazy people, and they sometimes carry weapons, so I was nervous. I told her to leave, but she kept insisting I hear her out, claiming she'd leave me alone for good if I did. So, I decided to listen. Here's the short version. I wanted to apologize for everything I've done to you and my part in ruining your marriage. I was a young stupid girl who sometimes she got jealous because she knew Tom wasn't fully over you. I never meant to rub anything in your face. I was only trying to start a conversation at all those pickups because I thought if we become friends I'd feel less guilty. I love your girls and I'm glad I got to their stepmother. I was looking forward to being a mom, but I guess karma had other plans. I wasn't in the best place mentally and I got fixated on you rather than dealing with my grief, which was wrong. I'm sorry. When I first read your posts I was so angry at the monster you made me out to be, but it took my sister to point out you only spoke the truth, so when claimed down and them read them again sober I felt like since a crazy bitch I didn't mean for everything to go so far. I'm not gonna bother you anymore so you don't have to move. I would never hurt your daughters. It breaks my heart. You'd think that, but I guess this is goodbye. I decided to be upfront with her. I told her that even if she hadn't gotten with Tom while we were married, we still wouldn't have been friends because she's unlikable, has no boundaries, and is the type of person who just wants attention. I told her she really needs serious help, and then I told her I forgive her and genuinely hope she finds peace within herself. We said our goodbyes, but honestly, I thought she might do something drastic, so I contacted my in-laws to reach out to her family because I was genuinely concerned. I know people will say I shouldn't care or want to help her, and might call me a hypocrite, but the truth is, I don't care about her as a person. However, I'd never be able to live with myself if she did something and I didn't make that call to try to prevent it. Here's the twist. About an hour ago, I got a call from a friend who worked with Tom and Tammy. They're apparently together in the United States now, and according to them, I'm an evil, bitter ex who cheated on Tom, and our youngest isn't his. They're claiming I made false accusations to get full custody because I just want to live off child support. I also sent drunk pictures of me pissing on their son's grave, and Tom, out of respect for my girls, won't post them, but he hopes that one day they'll get in contact with him. I apparently also turned everyone against Tammy, even my kids, because I was jealous they love her more and called her mom. He also disowned his family and called himself a high-value man, which I've no clue what that even means. It's a public with the comments turned off, and what makes it all the more cringe is that they're both kneeling next to a certain actor Hollywood star. My ex-in-laws are so embarrassed that they want him to take down what he posted, but he's blocked them. We're all guessing that Tammy was just waiting to tie up loose ends. I'm starting to think that he never actually took the wedding money and that they just made it up for some reason. Why fake him abandoning her? And why did Tammy act like she was going to harm herself? I'm really confused right now. At least I won't have to see them locally for now, but I won't feel at peace until I move. Tom is supposed to have his first phone call with our second daughter on the 27th, but I doubt I'll let that happen. I've tried to post this update on Reddit a few times but have been having trouble, so if you could help spread it, I'd appreciate it. I've had over 100 people messaging me for an update, and I feel like I owe them one.